Hey guys, welcome back to Prospect Channel TV. Thank you for stopping by. If you're just joining us, please kindly subscribe to this channel and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. May God bless you all. Amen. Nigerian's media space is awash with reports on three eminent personalities who, at different fora, lamented the worsened economy and security situation in the country. In their opinion, the ruling political class should see why it is imperative to act expeditiously to arrest the perceptible decline before it becomes too late. General Theophilus Yakubu Danjuma, Gen.Abdulsalami Abubakar, and His Eminence John Cardinal Onaiyekan recently at separate fora addressed key issues words that are at the core of country's current crisis. We record that Danjuma, a Civil War hero, was a general officer commanding GOC and rose to serve and retire as Chief of Army Staff. He was also, under President Olusegun Obasanjo, a Minister of Defense. Abubakar is a former head of state after emeritus service in the military, where he was a Chief of Defense Staff, and Onaiyekan, until his retirement, was the Archbishop of Abuja Archdiocese and one-time president of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN. They are accomplished and highly respected leaders in the country who are not given to playing to the gallery. This is why we are persuaded to invite the current political leaders to listen to the words of wisdom these gentlemen utter. Danjuma, very knowledgeable on military and security matters, admonished his former comrade in arms to quit giving excuses, and end banditry now. Stop what he described as senseless killings across the country and steer the nation back to a path of peace. Abubakar focused on the economy and the suffering Nigerians are experiencing as they try to cope with emerging challenges. He stressed that the hardship in the country was getting out of control and that the distribution of palliatives was not the way out. So he believes sustainable action is urgently needed to end people's suffering. Cardinal Onaiyekan was expectedly pungent in his remarks at the sidelines of Maria Consent in Abuja. He called for a total policy review to minimize the country's economic hardship, calling attention to the disparity between the lifestyles of political leaders and the people. He said, "You cannot tell someone to be patient with poverty while we see the people who are supposed to address our poverty live flamboyantly. The words of our leaders are the words of wisdom." Is an aphorism that is relevant to the circumstances in which these three leaders are expressing their concerns. It should ring an alarm bell in the ears of the authorities to whom they were addressed. Regularly, reports of impunity of terrorists, some choose to call bandits, loom so large on the horizon as if to suggest that the nation is lawless and unprotected. These criminals in some instances take the battle to the security forces, inflicting damages that leave Nigerians baffled and helpless. This is despite huge budgets that go as security votes and other expenses incurred in the fight against insecurity across the country. Danjuma has warns an insider knows, which is why he wants the security force to demonstrate acceptable seriousness in the war against terror. Nigerians want to live in peace without constantly looking over their shoulders in fear and trembling. As a newspaper, we add our voice to that of the Genera and insist that the killings by bandits, kidnappers, and other criminal elements cannot be allowed to go on as if the security agencies are always on leave. Why the insecurity in the country is so disturbing is that it is at the root of food insecurity. That is so pervasive, as farmers can no longer access their farms, which have been cordoned off by terrorists who kidnap them for ransom or extort money from them in exchange for permission to cultivate their farms or harvest their crops. When insecurity, hunger, and poverty are added to political leaders, decorum policies, Abubakar and Onaiyekan's warning, we began to have the kind of impact any leader should respond to. The insensitivity of the political leaders becomes even so glaring, with reactions from Nigerians who are daily taxed for unimaginable products and services with take-home income remaining static, and the value of the naira in their pockets almost worthless. Nigerians are told to pay more for electricity, more for petrol, kerosene, school fees, transport fares, housing, and healthcare. There is a new one they call financial crime tax. All these put a heavy burden on the far-bent common man in the street who labor almost slavishly to put food on the table for their families. Amid this hardship, the leaders indulge in condemnable corruptions while they argue over a living wage for the workers. They assign themselves immoral salaries and allowances, even more dissenting in their predilection to silent dissent. We are, however, urging the political leaders to listen to the cries of the people who are at present living a life of fear and poverty, barely existing even more urgently. They should pay attention to the voice of maturity by the appeals of generals Danjuma, Abubakar, and Cardinal or Onaiyekan. It is in our collective interest for the political class to stop ponder and do what is right for the people and the country. So guys, how na see this matter beg? Make we hear from you. Kindly drop your comments below the comment section. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Share this video, let it go viral. Let Nigerians understand what is happening today in the Nigerian political landscape. Thank you and bye for now.